came to Kep expecting a quiet getaway, but somehow we ended up renting motorbikes, bouncing through dirt roads, dodging chaotic traffic, and tasting the best pepper ever. This trip isn't about 5-star hotels or famous landmarks, it's about getting lost. Trying the stinkiest fruit on the planet and finding out why this sleepy corner of Cambodia just might be Southeast Asia's most underrated food destination. So buckle up because the detour starts now. Welcome to Kep.
We've just pulled into Kep. We are now on our way to our accommodation for the next few days. And in the next few days, I think we're gonna do some hiking, we're gonna get some crabs, we're gonna explore a little bit.
Car sped by and I caught a pebble with my teeth.
This is a very beautiful area that we just pulled into. It looks a little more rural, which I think will be a nice change of pace.
We finally made it off the back roads and onto the main highway. From there, it was just a short ride to our hotel, where a friendly old local checked us in with a warm smile.
Hey, you're a happy boy, aren't you? Hi. Ooh. You like a good scratch, don't you?
I think I found my new best friend while we're here, but he seems to think he can give me a piggyback ride. Sorry, big fella, that ain't happening.
I'm too big. I can't ride on your back. Hey.
This is my room. Not too shabby for $11. Not shabby at all. This is huge. And I read a review there was not going to be air conditioning, and there's an air conditioning. Not much going on here. Just the basics. A nice sized bed, a sink, a toilet with a bum gun, and a shower that's bigger than I expected. This spot is way undervalued, and we'll take it. Well, it's night number 1 in Kep, and despite our very long travel day today, we also decided to take a very long walk to dinner, which is right over here. And our accommodation is right over there. But it's like, I think maybe some Western food, maybe some local food from this area, but the menu looked pretty good. Just kidding, their kitchen was closed today, but lucky for us, our hosts had their own restaurant on the rooftop. Not a bad backup plan. I got a plate of pad thai because I physically cannot go a week without it, and Tony went for the beef lok lak, Cambodia's take on a pepper steak. Simple and oh so good.
Whoa.
What is it?
It's like a pepper sauce. So like this area is known for peppers, and this is like really refined pepper and some kind of mixture, and it's absolutely delicious already. Some of the best pepper I've ever had.
I'm not kidding, and I know it sounds weird to be this obsessed with pepper, but it was that good. Like, we literally had another round of her homemade sauce just to taste it again.
I knew these were peppers, like peppercorns, but I decided to eat the whole thing anyway. Bad idea. And it's weird to see them like this. You never really see them like this.
We got so inspired, we rented a motorbike from them and set off the next day to find the source. A lot of the roads in this part of Cambodia are either destroyed, in shambles, or just don't exist. The road to the pepper farm was all of the above. It was less of a road and more of a choose your own adventure type trail, with potholes the size of sinks and more dust than actual ground.
We drove about 25 minutes outside of where we're staying to go to a pepper farm, and we're enjoying some nice pepper tea. And I think we're gonna go on a tour and learn about like the harvesting, drying pepper process. I have no idea where pepper comes from, so this will be a learning experience for all of us. But even before we get to that, we should probably explain why we're this hyped about pepper. It sounds kind of ridiculous. It's just pepper, right? The stuff you barely think about while dumping it on eggs. But Kampot pepper, this stuff has some elite status, like Kobe beef or something. It's recognized as one of the best peppers on the planet. Like, chefs around the world would geek out over this stuff. So yeah, we did ride all the way out here and roughed it out on some of Cambodia's toughest roads just for some pepper.
Thank you.
The tour is totally free and takes about 30 minutes, and you get to see the whole pepper process up close. And of course, you get to try the pepper too. There's something really homey about this tour, probably because it's family run, but my guess is because you also see how passionate they are about showing you something they truly care about. So this farm obviously specializes in pepper, but they also grow a ton of other fruit here. There's jackfruit and mango. We tried these tiny little rose apples, or like this green little apple, which had a very strange texture to them.
We can't eat like snacks.
Wow,
It's
a
strong.
little sour.
We definitely learned a bunch on our tour, but just walking through these pepper fields was kind of the best part. We didn't expect to be this into pepper plants, but here we are geeking out over vines and sniffing peppercorns like some sommeliers in a vineyard.
You can see it. They have like some is a little bit bigger, some is like smaller. When we see around 20% of red or 80% of green, we picking them the whole thing, like the whole corn.
Yeah.
And then we're going to separating one by one, so everything we're doing by hand.
So you can really see why the pepper here is so good. It's because they individually sort each and every peppercorn. Like, it's such a painstaking process, it looks like, but I mean, helps with the quality, and it's absolutely delicious.
We were told they have over 1,000 pepper plants here, and every single week they're hand weeding each one. Add in all the pepper they hand pick and sort daily, and yeah, it might seem like mundane work, but it ain't easy. But with our tour running out, it meant we had to leave and ride back to the city. And that meant once again gripping onto our motorbike for dear life as we bounced around those dirt roads like human pinballs. But the thing about getting tossed around like a sack of potatoes for an hour, it works up the old appetite. And in Kep, there's a great place to fix that: the crab market. Nowhere else around can you find seafood this fresh. I mean, they're literally pulling the crabs from the water just a few yards away and then walking them over. But first, the real challenge is bargaining.
We're gonna try to bargain ourselves some crabs so we can have a little bit of a feast for like a brunch this morning. Just walking through, you can just smell all the spices and aromas of all the seafood just cooking. Smells pretty good.
We came here for crabs, fully expecting to battle it out in some intense haggling match. Turns out, it's pretty straightforward.
How much?
1 kilo, $8.
$8? Okay.
1 kilo?
1 kilo.
I had read to expect around $8 to $11 per kilo, and that's exactly the number we got. Plus, they'll prep and cook them right there for you. It took about 10 minutes for our crabs to get cooked up, but before you know it, we had our feast. 1 kilo of juicy crab meat.
Seems like once you get your cooked seafood, you can really sit at any of these tables as long as you buy like a drink or some rice from whoever is hosting the tables. It was $8 for the crabs, 10,000 riel for them to cook it up, and then we spent 4,000 riel on a very large water. Sounds like a lot, right? Well, it was only like $11.
Okay, so before we begin, I know my Maryland folks are gonna be looking at the screen and just like sucking their teeth because I don't have any Old Bay with me, but look at this meat, oh man.
This is like almost as close to farm to table as you can get. I think the only closer would be if we caught them ourselves.
I do like how they crack them in half for you. Makes it a little bit easier to open. Then you can just peel back the breastplate with the legs still attached, and you get all the meat. Look at that. I just dripped some in the water. It's gross.
Never thought I'd care about like quality pepper, but now after having the pepper from Kep, I don't know if I can go back. Well, needless to say, that was delicious and an absolute mess. Good thing for this hand-washed bowl, or we'd be walking around smelling like seafood for the rest of the day.
Put it by your head.
I don't know how big durian usually gets, but these were massive. And the ladies behind the stand were kind enough to check and make sure we got a good one, even though we totally chickened out and asked for the smallest durian they had.
We were on the way out and we decided to stop for some durian and mangosteen. Mangosteen?
We later found out this wasn't in fact mangosteen. It's rambutan, Lychee's hairy cousin.
Never had either one of these before, so this will be interesting. But she cut this one open for me because I had no idea how to open it. Let's try it. It's like gelatin. Good though. Big seed.
My face right now might not show it, but I swear this is tasty. Just had them navigate around this massive seed.
We asked her how to eat it, essentially, and we thought you would have to cut them, but she just kind of like ripped into it. So let's see how I do. What the fuck? Oh, there we go. I really like that. Almost tastes like a grape.
Alright, moment of truth. Time to crack open this durian we just bought, and it kind of smells like gym socks wrapped in onions. For those of you who've never heard of durian, this thing is legendary in Southeast Asia. Beloved by many, banned by even more. It's easily one of the smelliest fruits on the planet. Like there's actual signs in hotel lobbies saying no durian allowed and good luck bringing one near an airport. Naturally, we had to see what the hype was about. I mean, it can't taste as bad as it smells, right? There's gotta be a reason people love it.
I'm gonna go for the small piece. Nah, I'll get the big one. Wow. Was not expecting that.
Stringy.
It was very stringy. Sweet. It's not as bad as I thought it'd be though.
Texture is really weird, but I don't dislike it. It's not something I would probably go for, but the texture is
like,
really bizarre.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like this doesn't give off anything, and then you stick your finger in, and it's like it's like an egg almost.
I know the monkeys would have loved our leftover fruit because they kept creeping up on us the whole time. Kep had his fair share of surprises, but with Kampot just a short ride away, we figured why not spend our last full day seeing what the other side of the river had to offer.
Well, we're gonna take a quick jaunt up to Kampot. That was not originally on our plan of things to do, but we figured since it's so close and we have a bike, we're gonna go see what it's all about. And I'm hoping that the roads are a little bit better than they were yesterday because that was very dusty and gravelly, but we'll see. It should be about a 30-minute ride. Bye. So about hoping for nicer roads today. Yeah, that was wishful thinking. I mean, it started out nice, smooth pavement, no issues, just a casual ride, but then things changed. And by changed, I mean the road completely transformed into a bumpy mess of potholes, loose gravel, and what I can only describe as off-roading for people who didn't sign up for off-roading.
Car sped by and I caught a pebble with my teeth.
It also didn't help that I ate a pier-side hot dog before leaving Koh Rong. Let's just say I had major stomach issues for literally 3 weeks after that. So there we were, bouncing down dirt roads, and I'm desperately trying not to, my pants. And emergency stop in 3, 2, 1.
Let's just grab two.
Well, we had to pull over because I almost had an accident on the back of the motorbike, which in my white pants would have been really embarrassing and really gross. Travel. Do you have anything to say?
Yeah, I'm glad we found a gas station. This drive is rough though. Like, you get a little stretch of road where it's all paved and then it's all gravel. I don't know if you can hear me on the drive. I got hit in the mouth with a pebble. I caught it with my teeth. My eyes are probably full of just dust and
your beard is.
My beard is? Yeah. It's gross. That's a tough drive. It's not the toughest, but it's tough.
Back on the road, it was more of the same, which wasn't exactly helping my stomach. This sickness is like a wave. 1 minute I'm on death's door, and the next I'm perfectly fine. There are so many potholes, and everyone is trying to dodge. Everyone's trying to dodge the same ones, and it's chaos. So not only are there potholes, but there's also huge strips of this gravel that just kick up dust and rocks. eventually, we did make it to Kampot. Funnily enough, right after all that drama, we decided it was time to grab food.
So I picked this place in part because the food looked good, but also because really everything they do is donate to a good cause. They hire people with disabilities. They teach you on their menu how to do like Cambodian Sign Language, and a lot of the tips go towards supporting local schools. So this place seems pretty awesome.
But just from reading the menu, it looks like some of the staff are ex-students from the program, and so some of them are deaf or hard of hearing, so they have an inclusive form along with the Cambodian Sign Language on the menu, just to make sure that everything is nice and inclusive and accessible, and I think that's really great. The vibe of this cafe is really amazing too. The students and the employees paint their artwork on the walls, and all the greenery makes it feel like a jungle inside of the middle of a city. So along with this place having a great cause, they also make an aim to be really eco-friendly, so you don't get a straw with your drink, but you do get the spoon that looks like a straw, and I definitely tried slurping on this when we first got our drink, so Tony hasn't sat down yet. I'm gonna see if he tries and sucks this like a straw. You try your shake? It is not a straw.
You set me up.
Okay, jokes aside, the food and the drinks were amazing here.
It smells so good. Hot. And I was so excited to bite into this, I didn't tell you what I got. This is the barbecue chicken panini with bacon.
And for my sandwich, I got the Mediterranean. It's got chicken, olives, cheese, tomato, onion, pesto. That's the most important part.
The original idea was to spend the day exploring Kampot after lunch, so we started driving around the city and a little into the countryside, then back to the city again. But then the weather had different ideas for us.
Thought we had time to see the salt fields and maybe even the night market, but these clouds don't look too good. And these roads aren't in the greatest shape, so I think we're gonna call it. I think we're gonna head back to Kep because I would rather not get stuck in the rain on bad roads with a motorbike with only 1 bar of gas, because that would be catastrophic.
Looking back, we both wish we spent more time in Kampot. It feels like the kind of place where a lot's going on beneath the surface. Stuff we didn't get to see. But that's not to say we didn't love Kep. We came here looking for peace and quiet, and for the most part, we found it. Our takeaways for this trip, they're simple. Be careful on these roads, definitely try the pepper and the crabs, and for the love of all things good, avoid roadside hot dog vendors. Next time we're headed to Siem Reap, but we won't just be temple hopping, we've got a few surprises in store.